The best and worst exercises using the X3 bar.
Let's go.
Hey there, this is Coach Chris Wilson here in the Criticalbench compound. Today, I'm going to be talking about the X3 bar. Now, this bar was new in the world of fitness and strength and muscle building, a few years back, but it's kind of been under the radar for me. I guess I've just been focused on all the traditional stuff that we have here in the compound, our power racks and barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, plate-loaded equipment, free motion, turf, and all the stuff that goes with that, all the med balls and such. And I didn't really give this training concept much notice. And I think that's just because there's a lot of noise out there in our world, right? There's always something new, some new device, some new strength tool. Hey, try this. Hey, check this out. This will get you results faster. And it's like, yeah, sure. Really, I think what it comes down to is someone's dedication to something and their longevity. Are they dedicating themselves to something over a long period of time? In all my years training with clients, I've had great success. People who showed up and put in their 3 workouts every single week. And we did really great variety of exercise, all different types of strength equipment was implemented for them. And they got great results. They got stronger, they lost weight, they had better energy, they slept better, just all these things, right? So when I found out about this, and I actually had a conversation with the inventor, Dr. Jaquish, who created this, and he's has a best-selling book called Weightlifting is a Waste of Time. And I had him on our podcast to talk about that, just to ask some kind of basic questions, like are you saying like calisthenics and body weight training and barbell lifts and stuff like that is just like a complete waste. And he essentially was saying yes, that with his system, his bar and his power bands, that you don't need any of that stuff anymore. I can understand what he's saying is that a lot of people who engage in activity in the gym with different strength equipment end up falling off at some point and not getting the success that they're after. Quitting, falling short of their goals. Maybe they don't have good, clear goals. Lots of reasons come into play there. But power bands, like you see here at my feet, these are nothing new in the world of strength training. Power bands, I've been using power bands or strength bands for a long time. And they're great. They are great. Accommodating resistance. As you push, as you pull the band, the tension increases, like 7-fold at the end, at the peak of the lift, whatever that may be, and depending on what band strength that you're working with, right? So the real thick black one, that would be like your strongest band for your strongest lifts, your deadlift, maybe a squat, maybe a bench press, and that would be about it for that band. And then you have your other one. So what I want to do is take you kind of through these 8 exercises that he recommends through his couple of workouts. So there's a card that comes when you get this X3 bar. It has Dr. Jaquish doing these exercises, the 8 that he kind of highlights and recommends. So I just want to actually go through these exercises and discover, and you can decide for yourself what's good, what maybe not so good. And this is for a couple of different criteria, like how comfortable or uncomfortable is it? How awkward is it to get in and out of? And I think you'll understand where I'm going as I start this. So let's go with, why don't we go with the first exercise on workout 1. And as you can see, this is what you get so that you can see. I'll have my camera guy show you. You get these 4 bands, different resistance. So you got your easiest, right? Your thinnest. You got your next level. Then you get this guy. And then you get the black one. And then you get a platform that has a center groove in it for the band to go under, and that's what you can stand on for doing anything where you have to anchor at your feet. And then you get the card that shows you the exercises, okay? So first exercise that he talks about on there is the press, the chest press. So this is how he says to do it. It's a double banded exercise. Now, it is on the card. If this band's too thick for you, too heavy duty, then you go to the next one or the lightest one. I like the exercise. I don't like how you have to get into it. So you have to kind of, I guess, just kind of pull it over your back and get it so it's hitting on your back the right way. And then you got to kind of tuck in. It's kind of awkward to get into position. But once you're there, you're kind of there. So once I'm there, and you can see how the band kind of goes across my back, my hands are here on the bar. By the way, the bar feels really good. The bar feels heavy duty. It swivels. It feels like it's well made. It's definitely not like a piece of plastic. It's like a heavy metal bar. So that I like a lot. So I'm here and I'm doing my chest press, right? And that feels pretty good. So I like the feel of the exercise once I'm in position. I think this feels really nice. So the only way up for me for that exercise would be the black band, to do presses with the black band. Because this is, I could do like 40 of these. So I don't think that, it's good. So it's good if you want to try and train for being explosive and do some high rep like burnout or finisher type stuff. I do like it for that. But this band wouldn't be challenging enough. I definitely have to go to the black one. Tricep press down. So same position, only I'm doing an arm extension now. Hey, before I show you that one, I wanted to let you know about something else, actually. If you're a guy, which there's a good chance that there's a lot of guys watching this, testosterone is a big part of us feeling manly, right? Of us, feeling like men, feeling strong, feeling like we have good energy from when we wake till when we go to bed, sleeping well, getting the right response from our body when we train anabolically. Like, there's so much that goes into having a good hormone levels. Testosterone, namely, is your number one man-making hormone. So if you're curious about that and about some of the things that could be working against you, some of the testosterone killers in your life, I suggest checking out the free report below this video. In the pinned comment, the top comment by us, Criticalbench, the 7 worst testosterone killers free report. It tells you all about testosterone, things to look out for, some obstacles that could be in your way, and different things that you could do in your life to clean up where your levels are at naturally, to help you try and fix some things. Now, some of you might be doing other things through a doctor's office to help facilitate your testosterone levels, and that's fine too. HRT, TRT, things like that. But some of us don't realize, or a lot of us don't realize, that naturally we can do stuff for our T levels. So go to the pinned comment below to find out more about the 7 worst testosterone killers, so that you can kind of take some control yourself. So the next exercise after the chest press, I'm just gonna use the same band for this one, is a arm extension or tricep press down, right? So I'm here, but instead of like setting myself up for a press, now I'm kind of like putting my elbows into the side of my body. The band is still across my back pretty well. And then all I'm gonna be doing here is kind of pressing away like this, almost like just like an arm extension out in front of me instead of kind of down. This one I don't like as much. So I'm here and I'm kind of just pressing out the bar, keeping my elbows in tight. And you can kind of play with it. But I don't know, I can't say that I really love the feel of that. I really do prefer the feeling of pressing downward towards the ground. So my anchor point, I would prefer to be up high. So why don't you follow me real quick, Mr. Camera Guy. Follow me over here. So what I would prefer to do is I would prefer to use this way where I loop this thing over a different anchor point like this. And as you can tell, there's these little hooks on the end, so you can easily take the band off and put it back on. So now this is gonna be too much tension for me to pull it like that. So then what I would have to do is that I have to play around with this thing a little bit to get it to the right resistance for me. So what I would recommend is just doing this, where you anchor it off and then going through like this to get the desired tension that you want. And now I can do press downs like I prefer to do them. Boom. And that still feels like pretty challenging. I got the nice bar to push down on. And I much prefer like this over the way that it's cited on the card. So that would be one of my recommendations. So not a big fan of the arm extension using your body as the anchor. I much prefer doing it that way. So that's two. That's chest press, that's tricep press down. Let's go overhead press. So for this one, you would want to stick to one of the lighter ones, either the white or the next one. Why don't we'll stay here. Make me work a little bit. So this is where we have to use our platform. So again, you have the little groove on the bottom. So that's where you make sure that the band fits inside that area. And then you just go single band, not double. So double is when you obviously are working with the band folded in half. Right now I just have it as a single loop. I'm standing on top of there. Now this one, I don't know if I like it or don't like it yet. I'm still trying to figure this one out. So what you have to do to get in a position is kind of like, you know, kind of get down low so that you can get tension. And so it's almost like you're doing a clean to kind of get under it, right? And then from here, I'm just pressing up, full extension, right? Down, right in front, press, press. I guess what I don't love about it is the way the band has to slide on the arms and the way the band on the bar that's up by my hands is like kind of like wedging and pushing onto my hands. I can't say that, so it's more of a, I guess just a comfort level thing at this point. But in terms of resistance, I feel it. And I'm working pretty good right there. I mean, that still can be a high rep exercise, but I feel it. So I'm in between on that one. Kind of like it, don't hate it. Now I got front squats. Let me go, I feel like I need to go up on front squats. I mean, that's gonna be too easy for my legs. So front squats, I'm going back to this band. And I'm gonna be like this again, I think. And then what I have to do is, so this one, same thing. Actually, I think I like this one even a little bit less than the overhead press. So you gotta kind of get down low. Plus the plate, it's only so wide. So you have to take kind of more of an unnatural stance with your squat. I don't squat with my feet 12 inches apart. That's just me, I just don't. When I squat, my feet are like here. My feet are probably more like at least 20 inches away from each other on a squat. So whether I'm doing a back squat or anything, this is my kind of my sweet spot. This is the zone where I feel good, my footprint, right? This one, I have to come all the way in here, right? So I'm already in a foot position I'm not in love with. Then I have to kind of get down real low and put that bar over my front of my shoulders and kind of get my knees underneath. And now I'm in the position for the front squat. Once I'm in, I guess I'm okay. So it's just like a really narrow squat. So it gives the idea. I mean, that's a fair amount of resistance. I could probably go up to the black band without, you know, exhausting myself and still get a good set of 8 to 10 or whatever reps. So that feels pretty good, but not in love with it. At least getting into it. I don't know, I'm still, as you can tell, I'm still trying to feel it out. I've been playing with this thing for like a week now, trying to see what exercise I like, how I would modify them or change them, what I don't like, things like that. So another thing I might mention before I flip this card over, or before I get to the next group of 4 exercises, I almost feel like I wish the bar was about 4 to 6 inches longer. Then I feel like my grip on my press wouldn't be so tight. If I could feel like I was here, I think that would feel much more natural to me for more of a standard grip on a bar versus in so tight. And I think for those bigger guys, bigger than me, I'm like 5'11", 220. What about for the guy that's plus 6 feet, you know, really broad shoulders? He's really gonna kind of struggle, I feel like, to get in there and really stay inside and keep his hands in tight like this. I don't know, I can only speak for myself, but anyway, I wish the bar had a little bit more length to it. So let's go to the deadlift. So we're gonna double up for the deadlift. So what I'm gonna do, actually, why don't we just go to the black band? I'm ignoring this one altogether. So why don't we use the black band? We'll go here. So I'm doubled. So this is as much resistance as I can get out of this device, the black band. So I'm doing a deadlift here. I imagine I'm gonna feel this in terms of, I'm like, there's gotta offer a fair amount of resistance here. So down here, I'm starting in about traditional deadlift position. As I stand up, I feel some tension, feel some tension, feel some tension. And at the top, I feel like I'm holding a fair amount of weight. Back down, right? Yeah, it feels pretty good. I like that. I like the deadlift. I'm a deadlifter, so I love pulling weight. I mean, the range of motion on that, you know, is here to here. And it's a very powerful, very strong lift. So you're not having to really move that band very far. The distance the bar travels is a lot less than most of the other exercises. And so you can go with that heaviest band. It's relatively comfortable and feels much like a traditional deadlift. I grip the bar on a deadlift about the same as this. Wherever your arms hang naturally is pretty much where you want to hold. So the deadlift, I think, is a thumbs up. Let's go bicep curl. I think this one's good. So we're gonna go obviously easier resistance on that. We'll go to this gray one. Put it in like that, so it's a single loop. Good, and again, this rotates, as you can see on the bar. This has a nice swivel to it, just the same action as a traditional barbell would have. And so that feels really good. One thing I will say though is, on my curls, if I'm doing a straight bar curl, I would prefer a little bit more distance between my hands. Again, I'm stuck kind of here. I wouldn't mind maybe just a little bit more, 2-3 inches more. That's what she said. So, just a few more inches I think would really help in terms of the grip. But this feels good. I mean, it feels, the tension's nice. This is, this is pretty easy weight, but if you're going high rep, it feels good. I mean, I like that one. I'll give that a thumbs up. So let's say bent over row. So this is a cool exercise. So let's go double band. We'll just stick with this one and double band it. So to double it, just put it on top of each other, right? So the band is like that. And then the groove just sits right over. And then back in. So in terms of versatility, it gets high marks. I can transition from one exercise to the next within a matter of seconds. And so if you're doing a circuit, like this card indicates, like you got 4 exercises. Well, if you don't want to just do one exercise, rest, repeat, maybe you want to cycle through 3 or 4 of the exercises. It's very conducive to that, and it doesn't take much time. You can just rest for 10, 15, 20 seconds in between your lifts. So now we got the bent over row. So here I'll go a little sideways. So I'm bent over in this position here, hands are here, and I'm just pulling into the abdomen. So that's my pronated grip. Now you can also go supinated, palm up, same thing, right? Kind of nice squeeze at the top, kind of squeeze it there. Yeah, I like that. I mean, that feels pretty good. It's not often that we do banded rows, but that feels really good. I do like the idea of bands, the accommodating resistance, as you are getting to the end range of the lift. That's where you get max tension, right? So the tension increases as you move the weight through a range of motion, which is different from free weight. Free weight's the same at the bottom as it is in the middle as it is at the top. So this works you harder where you're stronger. So, you know, like a deadlift, the strongest part of the deadlift is up here when I'm more vertical, more erect. And that's when you have the most tension. Just like a chest press. I'm strongest when my arms are more fully extended. So that's where I have max tension. So it is nice, it's favorable in that regard. And then what do we got? Calf raise. So I'll just stick with this weight, doubled up. I'm gonna back my heels off the edge a little bit, stand up tall, and then just up on the toes. Pretty easy, right? Just make sure your feet are on the platform right, otherwise you'll pull the thing off the ground. So up on the toes, try to drop the heels off the edge, up on the toes. So, you know, the calves are obviously really powerful. So you could play around with those. I mean, that's good. I mean, always good to hit the calves. A lot of people under-train their calves, or overtrain them with excessive loads. With the right amount of tension and high rep work, I think you get better results for calf training, calf development. But that was really good. So those are the 8 moves. So again, if I'm grading them, I'd give the chest press probably like a B, because getting into it kind of sucks. But once you're there, I think it feels good. The tricep push down, I give it like a D plus, a D. I don't like the way it feels. I much prefer what I showed you. The overhead press, it's not bad. It's like a B. It just feels awkward, kind of getting the bar into position. So it's more of a getting in the position issue there. Same with the front squat. Once you're there and you got the bar over your front of your shoulders, I think if I was able to go wider with my feet, it would be better. But because I'm more narrow like this. And then once I'm moving, I think it feels okay. Deadlift's really good. I'll give that an A. Curl, I'd give an A. You can't really mess up a curl. Bent over row, yeah, I'd give that like a B plus. I still prefer the feel of a barbell. And calf raise, I give it like a B. I like a more of a stretch. So at the bottom, if the platform was a little higher, say, and I was able to drop my heel more and I feel like I'm missing out on some range of motion there and stretch on my calves. So overall, I mean, I do like it, but I'm certainly not going to abandon the other lifts that I enjoy too. Traditional barbell lifts and dumbbells and kettlebells and all the other things, which I believe help make you more diverse, make you more athletic, help you move more explosively, help you have more real world strength. I think we all need to move in a variety of ways. Even Dr. Jaquish mentions, the gymnasts. This one of the things that he references in terms of helping with bone strength is that gymnasts have the most force on their body for split seconds, like when they jump off of things and land, they have like 10 times their body weight that they're working with. And that's very true, but if you look at a complete gymnast, all the different movements that they're doing, what are you gonna say, that they're gonna be able to have that kind of physique and strength and power from just working with a band? I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think the most well-rounded, best athlete, most muscular, healthiest physique is one that moves in a variety of ways. Like you like to bike, you like to swim, you like to do sprints, you like to do some weight training, you like to do some calisthenics just with your body weight. You like to, X, Y, name off like 5 different things that you like to do with your body. That's what I think gives you the most complete, workout. But all that boils down to one thing. Are you doing it? Are you an action taker? Are you exercising? Are you putting in the effort and putting in the time? And so I think if you're short on time, this can be a great gap filler. 10, 15, 20-minute routines that you can, if you're traveling or you just don't have an hour and you only have 20 minutes, which I did actually last week with this, and got a nice little workout for like 20, 25 minutes. But if I had an hour, I would have been out here, like doing all the other stuff that's out here, because I prefer to do that stuff. I think what gets you into top shape in life is what you're actually doing on a regular basis. So if it's this, then good for you. But if you like 3 or 4 or 5 other things, or you like to mix things together, that's good for you as well. Like, kudos to you for that. Whatever gets you moving, that's what's probably gonna work for you if you love it. Because if you love it, you'll stick with it. That's really my final thought. I do like this thing, but it's just another one of many strength tools in the gym or things that you can have at home and get some success from, depending on how you utilize it, how often you use it. So, Coach Chris here at the Critical Bench compound. Hey, don't forget, check out that 7 worst testosterone killers free report in the pinned comment below. I know I talked on and on about it, but as a man, I feel pretty strongly about my testosterone, and I've had issues with it in the past and dealt with them and got my levels back to where they need to be naturally by doing all the things that you can do that are within your power. So check out that free report and download that today. I know you'll like that. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this, and we'll see you again real soon.